Coming up on this week's edition of the MCTV Weekday Update, the pressure of exams is forcing some students to use an alternative study aid that may be harmful. Keith Kohanek finds the truth about this potentially dangerous habit.
Plus, zombies and humans battling it out on the tech campus. John Arnold sheds light on games that students are playing and those that students are creating.
And later, Eric Boyd takes a closer look into the life of a local cotton farmer. All of that and more coming your way right now on MCTV.
From the College of Mass Communications on the campus of Texas Tech University, this is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of your MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Mike Lavallee.
And I'm Kate Lepard. The middle of the semester is here, and students are faced with an overload of midterms. With the anxiety that comes from multiple exams and limited time to study, students are relying on more than coffee to endure a long night of studying. Keith Kohanek has more.
October 17th marked the halfway point in Tech's fall 2010 academic calendar, a time of year that brings midterm exams and lots of studying. Prescription medications like Adderall and Ritalin are used by some college students as study medications. Professor of Pharmacy Practice and Regional Dean for Lubbock Programs Dr. Charles Seifert says these medications can increase attention.
Ritalin and Adderall, they're both similar substances. They're amphetamine-related compounds, and essentially it is, I would say, a milder form of crystal meth.
Seifert says these medications are normally prescribed to children with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. In children, the medicine is meant to stimulate dopamine receptors in the brain, which would result in a calming effect. But in a person without ADHD, the effect could be the opposite.
In a normal person, what you're going to see is hyperactivity. They're going to get probably more hyperactive. Now, they may still be able to concentrate better, but they may also become distracted easier.
Senior political science major from Houston, Reese Fickus, has been prescribed Adderall since he was 5. Fickus says he now uses it for school and notices a difference in his concentration.
After I take it, I definitely feel more focused. I can, however, find myself being distracted in an effective manner, where I will decide that I need to clean my room and clean my entire room before I notice that it's been 30 minutes and I should have been working on homework.
While the short-term effect may sound harmless or even desirable to aid studying the night before a test, Seifert says the long-term effects can be deadly.
And then serious things can happen because they're taking a lot more of it than probably they should be, and they're taking it for longer durations, and they may have a family history of diabetes or be overweight or have high lipids, and now all of a sudden you've got a student with a stroke on your hands or someone who's got a heart attack.
Tech police say a student without a prescription caught with these medications could be arrested for possession of narcotics. For MCTV News, I'm Keith Kohanek.
Well, it would take a lot more than midterms to keep a handful of students from partaking in a childhood pastime. Last week, students presented a new and improved version of the favorite game, freeze tag, and they call it Human versus Zombies. We'll let John Arnold explain this one.
You could run, and you could hide, but you couldn't help but notice a zombie infestation on Texas Tech's campus last week. Zombies caused quite a stir, confusing passersby, and of course, devouring brains. It was all part of a campus-wide tag game in which most players started out as humans, but became zombies when they're tagged out in the open. The humans aren't completely defenseless, though, explains one of the game's organizers at Tech.
When a zombie gets stunned, they get hit by either a sock or a Nerf blaster. They transfer their headband to their neck to signify that they are now stunned. For 10 minutes, they can't interact with the game.
The game is played on campuses all over the world, which one zombie says left him hoping for a version on Tech's campus.
I have a friend down in Australia who plays at ANU, and he's just been going on and on. I was like, I just need to get in on this game.
With the game's arrival on campus, the zombie says it has met all its expectations.
It's definitely lived up to the hype of humans versus zombies worldwide. It's definitely lived up to the whole meet new people, have fun playing a game, live out, your sci-fi fantasy. It's definitely lived up to it.
Last year, the game only attracted a handful of students, but this year the grounds administration eased restrictions on Nerf guns. Evans says the game this year was a success.
It's gone a lot better than I thought it was going to, just because of the turnout last year. This year we have 536 people playing, and last year we only had 100. Like I said, that's an enormous turnout for us.
At the end of the week Friday, all humans were vanquished and the zombies declared victorious. There will be another Humans vs. Zombies game in the spring. For MCTV, I'm John Arnold.
Forget the old traditional library loaded with books and outdated computers. Since 2007, the Texas Tech Library has hosted an animation lab that allows students to do more than online research. Hannah Cruz has the story.
Located in Texas Tech University's library, the 3D Animation Lab serves more purposes than mere entertainment value, according to Donald Dial, Dean of the Libraries.
So I see a lot of benefits beyond. I mean, everyone thinks 3D and animation. What are we talking about? Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck? Is that what we're talking? No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Opened in 2007, the lab was equipped with 20 high-speed computers and 3 Cray supercomputers, all designed to speed up the animation process. Texas Tech librarian Jim Brewer demonstrates how to use the 3D technology.
And normally we build up complex objects by putting together simple objects. So the simple objects are packed together, they're attached at various points, and we scale them to match, and in that way I can go ahead and build, for example, a face.
Dial said 3D animations could be applied into any classroom setting to help improve student understanding of a variety of topics.
How powerful a teaching tool that would be compared to what we presently do.
Though individuals can use the 3D lab to create more traditional animations, such as this promotional video created by the library's marketing team, Dial said he hopes the lab will encourage more than just that.
Wow! And that's what I was trying to create, is a laboratory where an engineer, an artist, a designer, other people could be sitting in the same area doing different things, but maybe coming up with something that's never been done before.
With MCTV, I'm Hannah Cruz.
When thinking of farming and the life it provides, one might consider it a slow living. At times it may be, but as Eric Boyd explains, the stress of this demanding job can make for a lifestyle unlike many others.
The life of a farmer may be portrayed in many ways, but for Gaines County farmer Derek Jenkins, the busy workload is something he embraces.
I guess there's just always something to do. You're never bored. There's always something you can do. Even when you get caught up, there's stuff to do, stuff that needs to be done.
From coordinating his farmhands to repairing broken machinery, a farmer's job is more than just the manual labor involved.
It's almost every kind of work. I mean, you got to know how to mechanic some, you've got to know how to be a good bookkeeper, how far you can stretch your budget, how much money you got left. When to sell, marketing is a big aspect of it.
Dealing with the financial and marketing issues can be time-consuming, but for Derek, managing his time for daily routines is something that he has always known.
I don't know any difference, an 8-to-5 job, or I don't know any of that, never had that. So, just being around my dad all them years, the late hours, that's just the only thing I know.
Dealing with the West Texas weather is something that all local farmers face. The stress of knowing that a single storm can destroy an entire crop is something that takes time to get used to.
Stress-wise, it's, some years we don't make nothing, and so if we do have a disaster, we've had it before. The longer you farm, the less probably stressful it is.
Regardless of the busy lifestyle or the stress involved in farming, the ambition to complete the task keeps this farmer going.
Whatever it takes to get it done.
For MCTV, I'm Eric Boyd.
What a beautiful sunset.
That's West Texas for you. That's all the time we have for today. Thanks for watching our MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Mike Lavallee.
And I'm Kate Lepard. We hope you have a great week.